My name is Volker Framenau. I'm a senior research fellow at the Harry Butler Institute at Murdoch University, doing taxonomy and systematic of invertebrates, both as a researcher in describing species, but also in an applied sense servicing industry. Taxonomy is basically inventorizing our natural environment. We give things names that you can communicate them. So if you don't know how to call something, you can't protect it, you can't talk about it, you can't manage it. It's very important that all the things in nature have names. Taxonomy started in 1758 with Carolus Linnaeus, who started the Systema Naturae, and we basically do the taxonomy output the same way as then. We're writing papers and we publish them. And that's a quite involved process, takes often months, and what we're trying to do now is to do it much, much faster. When I was a student in Germany, we had to give a seminar on a trap type, and the trap type I was given was pitfall trap. And you catch a lot of spiders in pitfall traps. Had no idea what they were, got a book, how to identify them, and it all started from there. The book I found came out in 1991. It's Heimer and Nentwig's The Spiders of Central Europe. And that little book allowed to identify every single species in Europe and was opening up the world basically to anybody to identify spiders in the backyard. The interesting is when I came to Australia, I came over here in 1996, there was no literature on spiders. You had to collect everything from books or from papers. There was very little internet at the time, so there was no resources for us to do any of the stuff that I did in Germany. It was a very, very different situation. The work we do is very diverse. We basically often start in the field because we collect animals ourselves. Often they're of conservation value, and then we take them back to the lab and try to figure out what they are. And often because we are in very, very remote areas, we have no idea what we're dealing with. So the way how I was treating my own research was I had a large image collection on my computer. What you're trying to do is basically put images of different species side by side that show you the aspects that you need to know. And I thought, why don't we do this online? Just take photos of all these animals and then put all these images side by side that you need to know with certain filters. And we came up with an idea to do exactly that. And we implemented what we call the Fauna Portal, a unique way of identifying species online anywhere you want, on your phone, on a tablet, on a computer. It does not rely on the old-fashioned dichotomous keys where you go step by step, you do it all in one go. And so we're replicating the traditional taxonomy in a much, much faster way. I can look at an animal under the microscope, recognize it's new, and within 20 minutes it's online. The second way how we speed up taxonomy is by using modern tools like molecular work. So we take genetic samples, and then based on the genetic data, we can differentiate them between species. Once we finish with all of that, we have a very large collection here at the moment at Murdoch, which is a reference collection for us, but eventually all specimens that we deal with will go to the Western Australian Museum. The idea from my side has always been to involve the public. I became interested in it being a person from the public. I would love to people pick up an animal in their backyard, trying to figure out what it is, and then if they can't, we'll send it to us. And we can tell them, yeah, that's new or it's not new. And if it's new, we're very happy to sort of put it on the Fauna Portal with them as a reference or discoverer. We had a visitor from a school. She was studying at Murdoch next year. And we just showed her what we were doing at the time. And I showed her how the camera works that we take the images with and sort of the fancy equipment we use to get nice images. And it was actually great to see for me that she said, wow. There was this enthusiasm about what you can do these days with the technical advances we have and how you document all these animals. And so if somebody wants to get into this sort of area, just email some expert and everybody will be happy to share their experiences and help you, because we are a dying breed in some ways. We get less and less and less, and the more young people we get and get excited about it, the better.